Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel Quaint Cosmos. Have you ever observed carefully what happens when you light a candle on Earth? Yes, this is a question. Question is simple and everyone has seen this. But the question is, have you observed the same thing carefully? If you have observed carefully, then you know that the color of the flame is what? That is known to you. Shape of the flame, that is also known to you. The shape of the flame looks like a teardrop. So, what is the reason behind this? Why it looks like a teardrop? Because you know that surrounding the flame, air is there. Again, you are conducting the experiment on Earth. That means gravity is present. And since gravity is present, that means buoyant force, means force due to buoyancy, that is also present. Since gravity is present, therefore buoyant force is present. So what happens actually? Surrounding the flame, hot gases are formed and those hot gases rise above, means rise in the upward direction. Okay, and the surrounding cooler air rushes in from below. And that air stretches the flame in the upward direction, and therefore you can see the teardrop-like shape of the flame. And what is the reason behind that glowing color? Reason behind that glowing color is that here in this case, combustion is incomplete. This is not a case of complete combustion. This is actually incomplete combustion. So therefore carbon particles, actually tiny carbon particles are formed, known as soot. So tiny carbon particles are formed, and for that thing we can see that glowing color. So reason behind the color and shape is known, and all these things are happening due to the presence of gravity. But if you do the same experiment, if you conduct the same experiment in space, then what will happen? That is the question. So in space, that means we are talking about a place where gravity is not present. Normally in space the gravity is not present. If you talk about space stations, okay, so gravity is not present there. So what happens in that case? So in the video on the screen you can see two flames. Okay, one is normal, that is you can see on Earth, and another one you can see only in case of zero gravity. Gravity is not present, that means zero gravity. So when gravity is absent, that means in that case buoyant force is also absent. So there is no convection current present around the flame. So there is no force which is stretching the flame in the upward direction. And one more thing, in space there is no up or down direction. On Earth you can see the up and down direction. Toward the center of the planet Earth is the down direction, and just opposite direction is the up direction. That is known to you. But in space there is no such up and down direction. So there is no question of hot gases rising up. Means convection currents are totally absent. What is present? Still flame. You can see the flame because candle is still burning due to the presence of oxygen. But so oxygen is needed. So how oxygen reaches to the candle? In that case, oxygen reaches only through the process of diffusion, not by convection currents. So since convection currents is absent and heat is spreading equally in all directions, therefore the shape of the flame becomes like a sphere, round shape. You can see a round shape. On the image you can see the round shape. And what is the reason behind that blue color? Blue color because here the combustion is almost complete, not fully complete, but here the combustion is fully complete. So soot formation is very less as compared to the soot formation on Earth. That means tiny carbon particles are almost absent, and that's why you can see that different color. blue color in this case. So why this experiment is so interesting, or why people or scientists are conducting such experiments? Because this is a requirement in space. Fire is dangerous everywhere, whether it is Earth or whether it is space. Fire is always dangerous. Okay, it creates danger. Anyway, that's why it is required, because to design alarm system, to design fire extinguishers, this knowledge is required. What happens in case of zero gravity? How fire spreads in absence of gravity? That knowledge is required, and that's why this experiment is required. Yes, to design, if you are a student of engineering, then you should have such idea. To design fire extinguisher in cases of zero gravity, a different knowledge is required. To design alarm systems, different knowledge is required. And you can see, only on this small thing, there is so much change, a drastic change you can observe, only for such a small flame. Difference from Earth and that space. In zero gravity, what happens with that flame? So many things are there. That means gravity plays a vital role in almost all the things. That's why we need to do experiments in zero gravity environment. What happens in absence of gravity? To design everything. This is the requirement to design spaceships, to design the things required for astronauts. These are required. So this knowledge is required. That's why experiment on zero gravity is required. And this was the experiment on zero gravity for fire. As an example, I have explained here only the candle flame. Okay. Anyway, so this was all about today's topic. And if you found this fascinating, so please like, share and subscribe to our channel. So see you in the next video. This is the end of this video. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video.